I've been there. You see a $30 laser level on a deal site. Think, I'll save a few bucks. And then a week later you're squinting at a faint line that disappears the moment you turn on a bright shop light. The regret hits hard because you've already started a remodel or a hanging picture project, and now you're stuck remeasuring, releveling, and wondering if you should have just invested a little more upfront. That's why I wanted to see if the STABILA LA180L multiline laser set actually feels like the smarter buy instead of another cheap disappointment. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first pulled the box out of the cardboard, the first thing that caught my eye was the sturdy case, not the flimsy plastic that some budget sets ship in, and the fact that the set includes a receiver with a clamp, a laser enhancement glass, and a separate laser head. It felt like the kind of kit you'd see on a professional contractor's truck, not just a weekend DIYer's drawer. That alone gave me a little confidence that I wasn't just buying a piece of plastic that would wobble on my drywall. The real test for any laser level is how it behaves on a typical work site. I took the STABILA to 3 very different jobs: a basement that was half-finished and dim, a sunny attic where glare is a constant enemy, and a kitchen remodel where I needed to align cabinets and countertop edges. In each case, the auto-alignment feature kicked in within a few seconds after I turned the unit on. There's a small sensor in the head that finds the level plane and then locks it, which meant I didn't have to spend extra time manually adjusting a bubble level. On the basement floor, the laser lines lit up quickly and stayed steady even as I nudged the tripod a bit. In the attic, the lines remained bright enough that I could see them through the dusty air, and the enhancement glass helped cut through the natural sunlight that tried to wash out the beam. When I was hanging the kitchen cabinets, the multiline mode projected a horizontal, vertical, and 245-degree lines all at once. That saved me a lot of time because I could set the reference line for the cabinet height, the countertop overhang, and the diagonal backsplashes without swapping tools. One practical strength that stood out was the visibility of the lines. Many entry-level lasers claim high visibility, but under bright conditions the beam can look like a faint pencil mark. The STABILA's green laser, which is generally easier for the eye to pick up than red, stayed sharp even when I turned on the shop's floodlights. The receiver with clamp also proved useful when I needed a reference point on a wall that was too far for the laser to reach directly. I clipped it onto a stud, and the unit automatically locked onto the received signal, giving me a true line across the room. That's a feature you rarely see in the cheaper range, and it's a genuine time saver on larger spaces. On the flip side, there are a couple of trade-offs that matter if you're looking at a tight budget. The battery compartment uses AA cells, which is convenient, but you'll notice the unit drains them faster than a red laser would. After a full day of running the 3-line mode, I had to swap out the batteries once. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind if you're planning a marathon job without easy access to spares. Also, while the case is rugged, the laser head itself feels a bit heavier than the ultra-light models you see on Amazon's under $50 list. That means you'll feel a bit of fatigue if you're holding it handheld for extended periods, although the tripod solves most of that. Who should consider buying the STABILA LA180L? If you're a serious DIYer who tackles remodels, cabinetry, tiling, or any project where you need multiple reference lines in one go, this set pays for itself in saved labor. The auto-alignment and multi-line capabilities are especially valuable when you're working in tight spaces and can't afford to pause and recalibrate. Contractors who need a reliable backup to their higher-end laser tools will also find it a solid addition to their kit because the receiver and enhancement glass give it a flexibility that cheap units lack. Who might want to skip it? If you're only hanging a few pictures or doing a one-off shelf install, you'll probably be fine with a basic single-line red laser that runs on a single AA cell for weeks. In those cases, the extra weight, battery consumption, and higher price point become less justified. Likewise, if you work exclusively outdoors under bright sunlight, a laser specifically marketed for outdoor use with a higher lumen output might give you a cleaner line without needing the enhancement glass. Another practical nuance is the learning curve. The unit is straightforward, but the multi-line mode has a small switch that can be confusing the first time you use it.